There we go, guys. I fixed it. Thanks to Amber J. I appreciate you, Amber. Just give me a second and yes. Good morning, Amber. We'll get right into it here in a second. Just give it a minute. Happy Monday, guys. I hope you guys are ready to make some money today. If you're not in the Discord, I'm gonna give some levels. If you're in the Discord, I'll see you in the Discord. Um, so I'm going to start with AMD. As you can see, AMD on the hourly chart, it filled the gap this morning. And if you look back, guys, like I tell everybody in the Discord, always look to the left. So it filled the gap, and look, it's towards the top. It needs to really make this right where it's at, support for the next leg up. So there's also a gap below because it gapped up over pre-market this morning. So just keep that in mind on AMD, that it filled the gap from a couple days ago. It's towards like the middle of the range. And as you can see right here, you see how it topped out right here? Use it as support here, use it as support here. So it needs to really make it support for the next leg up. If it keeps failing to break out, eventually it's going to at least come test previous day high. I'd watch previous day high for a bounce. If not, if it breaks previous day high, you could get in and ride it to the gap fill below. Not much of, too crazy of a move, but it's something to keep in mind. So for me to go long, it would have to make this. So my call trigger would be like 65.52. My first price target would be 65.78. My next price target would be, one second, right here at 66.36. So that's the for the upside. Good morning, Venus. Like I said, guys, it filled the gap this morning on AMD, so I'm looking for like the reversal right here to at least test previous day high. If you see it test previous day high and make it support, then look for the reversal for the upside. But if you see it breaking down, keep in mind that there is a gap to fill right here. So I would love to see it come test previous day high, break down, fill the gap, then go retest previous day high, and then use it as resistance and fall off. So for the puts to be triggered, um, I want to say right around right here, 60, 63.69 would be my put trigger. My first price target would be 63.41. My next price target right here would be 63.10, and my last price target right here would be like 62.77. That's on AMD. As you can see, it looks like it's making its support. There's really no gap fill reversal on this, so it looks like it's just moving to the upside right now. Things can change, so just keep that in mind. Like I said, always look to the left. See what it did earlier, before days before, because you can get a good idea of when it's going to get stopped out. As you can see, like this was the bottom. Every time it came down here, bounce. Came down here, bounce. Came to the middle. See how it came to the middle? Rejection. Came towards the middle, rejection. So just keep that in mind. Let's go over Amazon. Most of these charts are going to be the same because, like I said, they follow the market. So just keep that in mind. I always zoom out to see what it did. As you can see right here, so like look back here on Amazon, see how it made its support, bounced, made its support, bounced until eventually it broke down, came back up, retested it, and turned that where it was support into resistance. That's what you want to see. And then as you can see, it just died off. So we're towards the top of that channel again. So like I said, there's no gap to be filled on Amazon here, but there's a gap to fill below because it gapped up at 85.95. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to look for a rejection here, um, and to turn this rejection into support. Remember, it was support here. See the two bounces, but then it broke through, came up, retested it, and made its resistance. So I'd like to see it make resistance here, test previous day high. Same thing with AMD. If it breaks down below previous day high, you can ride it to the gap fill. Watch out for the reversal. Now, if you don't feel comfortable just getting in for a quick scalp, I suggest you wait for it to break down. If it breaks down, and then gap fill reversal, retest previous day high, and then break down. That would be the play. But if it jumps up above here and makes this support, the next true resistance is here at 89.19. So just like I said, keep that in mind, guys. If you guys could like the stream, I'd really appreciate it. It helps with the algos on YouTube. So for me, my call trigger would be 87.58. My next price target would be right here at 88.27, and then my last price target would be 89.19. That's for the upside. Um, if you see it come up here, now also another thing I want everybody to understand is it could go through. So see how this is resistance? It could come up. A lot of people don't understand that it could break this level but not make it support. So you could even see it come up here, plot a couple candles, and then fall off. It has to be made support. Just because it breaks through a level, see how it broke through this level, but it wasn't made. It was still support. It wasn't made resistance. So it broke through it, but yeah, it bounced. So you can see it go through this level, but then not make it true support and then fall off. So for the puts, I would like I said, I would look for it to break down. For the puts, for me, let's see, right here, my put trigger would be 85.74. My first price target would be 85.02. My next price target for the puts would be right here at 84.58. And then my last price target would be 83.85. Sorry, guys. And that's for Amazon. It does look strong at the moment, but just keep in mind that that's a nice run on Friday. I do believe it was an overreaction, but we'll just have to see. So let's jump to Apple real quick. Like I said, most of the market. If you're looking at these charts, they're all similar because they all follow the market. So whatever the market's doing, the overall market, meaning SPX or ES, that's what these stocks do. Now, there are times where they break away from the market. You just have to identify it. Like Tesla does what it wants. Sometimes AMD breaks away and does what it wants. So just keep that in mind. It's the same thing. It has a gap down here. It's at previous day high right now, but look to the left. So like I was telling you guys, see this level? Comes down, test. Well, not a true test, but it bounced. Comes back, test, bounce. Comes back. Even though it went above it, like I said earlier, see how it got above this level? It didn't make it true support because there's a whole bunch of resistance right here. And as you could see, so you see how I want to show you guys something. You see this candle right here? See the wick? See how it made it support? But then look at these candles right here. I love to see a wick to a wick. So obviously this is a wick going up and this is a wick going down. Obviously that's making it support, and look at the wicks going down. That's making it resistance. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, for the last couple of days, it's been in this range from 124.98 to right around here at 129.27. So if you see it make the previous day high support, where's the next layer? So where's the next thing of resistance? Right here. You guys can get all these levels just by reading the candles, and that's what I do personally. So and then things change. So if you guys join the Discord, we're doing 30 days free. I suggest you guys jump on that because you'll get the live call outs, the indicators, just a whole community, and it is really great. So join that Discord, guys. You have nothing to lose for 30 days. If you don't like it after 30 days, you can cancel it. You will not be charged one single penny. It's definitely worth it. So for the call trigger, see something. It would be 131.15. Let me see right here. 131.19. My first price target would be, there is resistance right here, guys, at 131.72. So that would be our next price target. And then my next price target would be right here at 132.43. And then my next price target will be right here at 133.05. It is towards the top of the range, towards previous day high. I use a previous day high low strategy. So I really try not to play stuff that's in the middle of the range. And the middle of the range is in between previous day, previous previous day high, previous day low. If it's just in the middle, I try to stay away from it, and I try to find the stocks that's near previous day low or previous day high. It just helps. I don't have all the indicators on right now, guys. I got them hidden so you guys could see clearly. So I'm looking for rejection around this level. If I see it jump up above previous day high, as soon as it gets below previous day low, I'm going to enter puts, and I'm going to ride it to where? My first price target would be here, right here at 129.37, because that's the gap fill reversal. So look out for the reversal right there. If it continues to break down, my next price target would be right here at 129.27. As you can see, guys, look at this wick. So obviously that's a resistance wick. Look, that's a support wick. See how they line up together? That's what you want to see. Support made into resistance. So that's where you could tell the levels, and that's how I'm so good at giving levels. It's because I'm just literally going where they were supported, where support was, and where resistance was. And then my next price target would be, and then you just find the candles that all line up together, guys. Look at you see all these candles that line up together. Obviously, that would be a support because it was what? Resistance before. So my next price target would be 127.90. And then my next price target after that, you see how like all the candles line up? 127.48. So just keep that in mind, and that's literally how you do it. Obviously, things change when the market's going. I could give you price alerts and targets and all that stuff. That's why I say to join the Discord, because we literally talk through it as it's happening. As you can see, it's kind of starting to reject previous day high right now. Let's go to Tesla real quick. My baby, looks like it had a nice little gap up this morning. So there's a gap to fill right here at 123.27. Keep that in mind. There's a gap below here that get filled at 113.25. One of these gaps are going to get filled, so because they're so close to each other, it's just a matter of time till one of these gaps get filled, and then you're going to look for the gap for reversal. So obviously, if it pumps up above this level and fills this gap, what am I going to do? I'm going to look for the support or the resistance. If it shows signs of breaking down and being weak, I'm going to get the puts and ride it down, and that would be my first price target right here at 119.26. And that's a nice little scalp. Most of the people in the Discord, they scalp just like me, in, out, a couple minutes, sometimes even a minute. And we call these plays out live. I really don't like to be in a position longer than 15 minutes maximum. I do sometimes, depending on the volatility of the market. Also, that's why I don't trade past 11:30. So from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. To me, that's where the volatility is. That's for pre-market. That's for retail. In my mind, that's where I make most of my money. If I'm profitable by 11:30, I just step back and I don't trade anymore for the day. So that's just the way I do it. So for me, man, this is going to be a tough one on Teslas. Like I said, just keep in mind that it might get rejected here. Also, another thing is the gaps. So say you see it going to fill the gap. The pre-gap, so obviously this is the pre-gap right here, where right before the gap starts, look for huge resistance there as well. Okay, so look at huge resistance here. You look at huge support right here at the pre-gap, because there's going to be times you see it saying, okay, it's going to fill the gap, but when it gets up to the pre-gap, right before the gap starts, you'll see it, heavy resistance or heavy support, and it don't fill the gap. So there'll be plenty of times you'll see it come down, use the pre-gap as support, and then it'll bounce, or it'll come up here and use pre-gap as resistance and bounce the other way. It's just a little bit of insight I want to give you guys, so you guys, you guys are ready for this when the time comes. So I used the gap fill reversal, previous day high low, the indicators, reading price action levels, trend lines. Obviously, you can see I drew trend lines on here. So just keep that in mind for Tesla. Let me see something real quick. Okay, so it did gap up on the 5-minute. It's under the sell buy right now. It's hard to say. So it's hard to say with Tesla. But I'll definitely be watching it in the morning. If you're in the Discord, we're going to make some money on Tesla today for sure. If I see it make support here, I'm gonna ride it up, and to where's my first price target? It's gonna be right here at pre-gap. If it gets above this level at 119.66, um, then obviously the next resistance is at 121. And as you can see how it's resistance right here. See, like at 121. Look back to the left. See how all these are using it as support at 121, right, right around. Sorry guys, like right around here. See how it's support. You just want to see stuff like that. You want to identify this. So just keep that stuff in mind, guys. I'll teach you guys. I'll teach you guys what to look for, and then the more you do it, the more you'll see it. You'll be able to see the setups. So that would be the next price target, and then obviously gap fill would be the next price target. Now, if I see it breaking down, if I see it pump up right here and start breaking down at this level, I'm gonna obviously look for puts because it's pre-gap fill. And then where would I ride it down to? Obviously, it would be previous day high would be my first price target, and then gap fill will be my next price target. Now, if I see it bouncing here, I'll just wait, come up. I want to see it retest previous day high, use it as resistance, and then fall off. And then you could ride it down. A lot of times, guys, I give out price targets, but I'm really not holding to the third price target. Like I said, I'm in, I'm out, and that's pretty much it. I only need a candle, 2 candles, make 20%, I size in right, and I'm done for the day. My advice to you is to only make 1 or 2 trades a day. Don't overtrade, and try not to trade later in the day when the volatility is really low. Because it just makes for a long trade. I like to get in trades in and out real quick. I don't want to, be holding for an hour, 5 hours, 3 hours. It's just not something that I'm interested in. I know, and I'm conditioned now that I can make a decent return in 1 or 2 candles if the volatility is right, as long as you're in the right direction. So guys, that's it for the stream. I gotta get into the if you guys have any stocks you want me to go over, drop it in the chat right now. Excuse me, and I'll go over them real quick. We got about 10 more minutes, but I have to get off. Have to get into Discord and give alerts and stuff like that. So if anybody has any questions, type it in the chat and we'll go over it. All right, guys. It doesn't seem like anybody. I'll see most of you guys. See most of you guys here. I'll see most of you guys in the Discord here. Like I said, happy Monday. Have discipline. Have a game plan. If you get into a trade and it starts going against you, have a stop loss, whether it be 12%, 20%. When it hits that stop loss, just cut it. Even if it goes in your way later in the day, you can't think about it. You have to preserve capital and have a game plan. When I get into a trade and it goes against me, once I see it start going against me, I already have a plan to get out. I don't like to hold. So don't hold a trade that just keeps going against you because you have hopium and you hope that it's going to go that way. There's going to be plenty of times where you cut a trade at 20%, and if you would have held later in the day, it would have went your way. But ultimately, hindsight's 20/20, and you don't know if that's going to happen. So my suggestion to you is to, I'll do Coinbase in 1 second. Is just be disciplined and have a plan. What's the ticker to Coinbase? The ticker symbol, I guess it's right here. So, Coinbase had a nice gap up on the hourly chart. There is a gap up above right here at 37.71. So 37.71, it's above previous day high. It's above the support at 33.68. Also, I don't know if any news came out on Coinbase, so you guys got to keep that in mind. I ultimately just trade the charts, but I take the news into account. So if there's news, there might be something that is moving it because of news or whatever. But so let me see something. So okay, so for the upside, if you're gonna look to get calls, I wouldn't get. I would stay out of calls till at least right around here, which is 35.99, and I know that's a little bit away, but that's just being safe. And then my first price target would be obviously pre-gap, like I said, 36.74. And then my last price target to the upside would be gap fill at 37.68. Look for the reversal there, okay? Um, and then for the downside, if you see it coming down, you might see it come down and test previous day high. If it tests it, you guys got to keep in mind this previous day high low strategy is money. I use it every single day to make money in the market. So you might have a little bit of downside. If you see it breaking down, you want to see it use previous day high as support. If it comes down and makes previous day high support, then you're getting calls when you ride it back up. Now, if you see it breaking down below previous day high, then you want to get in puts. Say at like 33.50 would be the area. Also, it might come down here. There's a gap. So see that gap right here. So you could come down here. It could fill the gap and reverse and go up. So you just got to keep that in mind. So my put trigger would be 33.41. My first price target would be 32.96. My next price target would be 32.63. My next price target would be 32.21. Guys, look. See how it bounced right here? See this wick right here? Look to the left. See how these candles, I mean, it's if you look to the left, the market is literally giving you all the information you need. You just got to identify the levels and say, okay, this is the level that I should take profit, or it might bounce here. And then the last price target would be previous day low. So just keep that in mind, guys. Join the Discord. It's free for 30 days, guys. 30 days. I'm such a believer in Discord and the community that I'm willing to give everybody 30 days free. And you'll definitely be profitable within the 30 days as long as you have rules and have discipline. I do one-on-ones with everybody. I go over everything with everybody one-on-one. So, guys, I have to jump off here because I have to get to the Discord and put out some price alerts for the Discord. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Happy Monday. Stay green, guys. Stay disciplined and have rules. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.